Hello and welcome back to HoI4 with our Democratic Germany campaign. We are basically just putting the final touches on a lot of stuff. Wait, Russian troops are walking in Iranian territory? You're not at war with them. Huh. Weird. Alright, so it would, I think the, but somehow certain bits get freed as the Russian Federation. That's just strange. That is literally a bit weird. Anyway, let's just continue where we left off and get these tanks on the roll, because they're making good progress. And yeah, we are just gonna sit here and let the Japanese just do their thing, preferably doing nothing, and yeah, work from there. Okay, we got way too many aircraft stationed there, but are we building airfield there? I can't remember, it's been 2 days. No, we aren't. Okay, we'll just upgrade that airfield then to... There we go. Alright, if I could free China I would, but so far that's not really in the cards yet. And, well, we are getting more uranium again. I don't know really what's determining that, why it's just flipping like that. But... so far, so good. Now, Iran has capitulated officially, right? United Canada, Australia, British Malaysia still alive. Where are you, Iran? Different war? No, you are capitulated. You still just hold on to most of your territory. Sure. If we want to capitulate British Malaysia, we just need to take this bit there. But for now, we are focusing on getting our fleet back. So we can do a small naval invasion on Japanese home soil. By that time, I hope my tanks are ready to rumble. And yeah, this should be glorious. And I'm fairly happy with where we are, to be honest. Progress is being made all across the board. Troops are taking their time pushing into Russia, as you know, I basically told them, take your time pushing into Russia. I think black must still be moving. Yeah. Well, they actually got fairly low skill by now, so I'm gonna train them a little bit. Same for you guys, just train up a little bit so we can get actually some decent troops back. Now you guys are actually engaged in combat most of the time, so we'll just take it easy for you. Yeah, but we've been pushing hard and it causes attrition to do some funky stuff. Really, we don't hold this bit here? I think that's a bit problematic, to be honest. Alright, modern infantry is level 4. Very nice. We're not using desert infantry, but shock troopers are being used, so let's upgrade them. Soon my marines will be updated again. Okay, Japan, how is your naval situation looking? Hopefully terrible. It's actually not that terrible, but I would guess that a lot of it has to do with more with submarines than anything else. There's some fleet left, but hopefully with a big, fully fledged, powerful fleet, we're actually capable of just kicking the living crap out of them. Kind of what we're banking on here. Right, that is ready. So let's get the 15% reliability, because that will be actually rather nice. And our tanks, we can even push them to more advanced models. Our panzer divisions, of course, are benefiting from a reliability bonus of 20% on this bit here. Plus 50% means we can run them at 35% less reliability, so only at 65%, and they will stay 100% reliable, which in my book is pretty good. Right, let's take a look at these tanks, the modern tank E50As. They are currently running at a reliability of what? 64%. So we could just up the armor a little bit if we would want to. So there we go. This would be like the highest we can run the tank without needing to spend more, which is rather good. You can actually get it at 80% reliability, which you fully put everything on it, but for now that's not necessary. Very good. Okay, let's get our final bit here. Let's take a look at naval production. It's getting there. I was hoping for a little bit more because at these numbers, it will look like it's gonna take a long fucking time to get this done. Come on, we're barely using submarines, so that's not actually that important. Anyway, let's take a look at trade. Got a little bit of an access of some stuff. Let's get those civilian factories back in our own hands. I prefer trading with France for now. Okay, what are you guys doing? It's just a very large front, so they're just not really progressing as fast anymore. Okay, so we stopped getting uranium again. You guys are probably not moving because you're low priority plus you're training. You probably shouldn't be training anymore. I can see Japanese forces are at the front line, so that's probably gonna just result into trouble. So let's just not do that. You guys do a little bit of training, that's no problem. Oh, and apparently some of you are actually moving. Good. Okay, both of you just get some work done. Let me just guess, one of these guys is actually the people that... Yep, one of them is green. So this guy, if we're gonna stop training, can this guy make it all the way down here? And the fact that we've got some vision there might mean that we perhaps can get some work done. Yes, you're flying over the Sea of Japan. You guys are flying over Japan. And actually doing some quite good work apparently. I'm surprised with the shortness of my jet range. They are first generation jet aircraft. So let's just compare them real quick. Let's see. We have the Schwalbe, which is a... I could not translate that for you. Sorry. Anyway. Range 1200, and your range is also 1200. Surprising. Anyway, yeah, let's just keep going. Let's make final preparations. Okay, you guys are all trained. For now, they are doing the coastal defense. So until the... Oh, really? Japan, you are one annoying individual on occasion. Like, seriously, buddy. That's just a bit annoying. Oh well. 21. Hopefully they don't take any naval routes. That they shouldn't. You know, likely they would. Don't care. These forces are taking it as slow as is needed, which is rather great in all honesty. If you would push in here, you can push in here, you can push in here. I'm surprised with what the Russians are doing, but are you part of... You're part of the common term. And that's my doorbell. I'm sorry. Anyway, we have a little more steel required. Sorry for the background noises. Anyway, keep focusing. Keep your eyes on the prize. Mostly because this isn't right. We require 2 more. To get up to the 24 magical number. Okay, anyway. Most of our manpower is, I think, we have lost probably quite a bit. Let's take a look at the total losses we've suffered. We are up into the 1.5 million people. French still took the majority hit. The Dutch actually managed to bleed quite hard. So far, okay, they've got 0 manpower left, but they're only on extensive conscription, same as us. We are not really pushing the envelope that much on recruiting like large chunks of our population, which is fine, I guess. Okay, Navy is getting there, but it needs some more. It needs a lot more. Let's see, 1, 2, and then it's 30, 32. So I could, is there a way for me to get 32? 32? What the hell? Where did I get that number from? It's 37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's start with that. Start at least producing slightly more on more lines. Well, these are nearly done, so let's move them to the top. There we go. Okay. You're no longer important to me for production. Alright, so when these are done as well. Okay, good. Yeah, we're just gonna need a lot of stuff being produced. Okay, France is finally also pushing it on the Iranian issue. Okay, you are probably not the one assigned to that, but really, guys, I thought I gave you clear orders to not do the entire front line, just the little bit on the top there. Did black stuff go? Where is your front line? Oh, you're just joking, aren't you? You're funny people. You are funny people. It was your job to link up with the Green Army. Or, I think it's considered the First Army, Third Army, Fourth Army, Fifth Army, and the Second Army. Alright. Can I just get of all of you one here, one here? We've got Future Navy, which is that one, which gives our capital ships even more power. That's rather nice. That's not necessary. This is too much. We're in 1945. Isn't really much for me to do. I'm not really interested in rocketry. Air doctrines are completely done. This is 1950s. That's a little bit too much time of being ahead in. Then there's 1948. It's 3 years. Land doctrines are completely done. 1948 is also 3 years. I think this is 1947. It's literally one of the first things that we could do in 1948. And 1946. So we can get at least this one. I haven't got any motorized divisions, but I'm thinking of switching the Green Army to a fully motorized division. Also, I think I'm gonna... okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit more offline play in Hearts-Fire, because I want to experiment with a couple of new division lineups. Because I do like what I'm using right now, but I think there could be more efficiency in the way it's being used. Because right now I've got the feeling I am wasting some of the potential that could be in there. Also more like streamlining stuff like no longer using support artillery in the way I'm currently doing it. Wait, France, you're at war with the Comintern? No, but you are fighting on... oh, you've got just access on Russian soil. We don't, because there's probably reasons for it. Can we assist in this attack? No, we can't even assist in that. That's a bit weird. Anyway, I want to start experimenting with the implementation of tanks. I think I've mentioned this before, but I think how I currently use tanks is just not... yes, they are the more powerful variant of it, because you get these large tank columns, which are supported, of course, by some motorized infantry. But I think I want to start really looking at how the British initially designed tanks. So, getting some heavy tanks to work with the whatchamacallit, but your infantry divisions, because they're slow, they're stubborn, but they, you know, they can do the job of what you would normally use artillery for, and then you can you know, take away production from there. I'm just gonna experiment a little bit with it to see what I can come up with. Maybe it's good, maybe it doesn't good. But I think there's room for improvement in certain areas of my play. And I think it's time that I start playing a little bit more seriously in certain aspects of the game, because I just funk around a little bit. And I've basically been just winging it up until this point. I've never really looked at guides or strategies or that kind of stuff. And I think it's time that I start taking things a bit more seriously. So yeah, there you got it. But I've been looking in like generals versus field marshals. That's really like if you got a huge, ginormous army, they would recommend field marshals. But in general, I think generals are considered better. So that is not. So that I'm good. The division templates I'm using, those are just mine. But I think there might be experimentation possibilities in with combat width and that kind of stuff. Which is where field marshals come in, because you can lower combat width, and you can maybe make the divisions even wider, even heavier, without taking much combat with them. Which is something interesting I want to take a look at. Right now, actually, our divisions are fairly basic, considering how they're being built. Let's see, just let me check something. I could just take a tank in here. Anyway, I wanted some specific research, actually. Well, you can do that, and then you can go and get me motorized rocket artillery. It actually requires me to get rocket artillery, then. Okay, nuclear bombs, interesting stuff. So let's get the rocket improvement, I guess. And let's build a couple of reactors in every province that we can build, I guess. It's just like a nuclear deterrent. We should have them, I think, and that's the way I'm gonna treat it. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, there we go. Radar is not as important in our home nation, and just get some more civilian economy running for now. We can just transform this into other things if necessary. Let's see. It's one. It's a lot here. +7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just need 3 more from somewhere. And not right there, because that's not gonna work. Alright. All these repairs are not interesting to me. Neither are those roads currently. Let's see. Did that just leave a giant navy? Okay, now that's just a army group. Let's see. I think soon we should try to attempt to get to break Fortress Japan. We have been systematically bombing here. Let's see. We might be. So our landing point. I actually want to keep it as short as possible. I can't sadly not build in Korea, so I think I'm gonna go from Xinjiang base just to have a singular zone that needs protection. Yeah. That means I want to start flying over the naval region here with some aircraft that can help, perhaps. Let's put in 5 of these guys. These are not ideal for naval bombing, but they can help. And there's some couple of fighter squadrons that I would like. Not too big, not too small. I want one over here flying overhead, just intercepting. These will be upgraded to correct fighters whenever they're necessary. Also, I think we are literally just running out of fighters due to the fact that I'm not building them anymore. I'm making jet aircraft, so that's kind of the issue here. And you can fly all of it. Right, what's the naval attack of jet air, of this ground support attack of jet aircraft? Okay, interesting. Sure. Right, ground attack 14, ground attack 20. So in 1950, they literally just surpassed the close air support craft. So that's kind of what we got to keep in mind then. Right, when you have 20 destroyers, I think you're ready. Okay, so let's try this again. You'll have no repair, you're allowed to engage. You'll go for convoy escort in the East China Sea. And let's start doing some invasions. Let's see, I want a couple actually. I'm gonna do a little bit more than just one. Because usually I just got one big invasion going, but I think I'm gonna divide this into two. And this one is gonna hit Hiroshima instead of a nuclear strike. Because I don't want to just nuclear bomb everything every time. I think there's more interesting solutions there to be had. And that should give us the naval control. Right, now let's hope this will do well. Why do I keep getting chromium? More and more of it, I don't know. Or am I just using less of it, or am I literally just gaining territory which holds chromium? I actually don't know. Right, quality manufacturing. Good, this gives our tanks the opportunity to be upgraded. If I had the army experience for it. Advanced equipment coming up. Is there an upgrade for my landing craft available anytime soon? I don't think so. I think I'm really up to date with most of it. Yeah, I am. Okay. Right. I think I can run speed 5 because there's not really much happening currently. I want to power through some of this remainder. Finnish Republic is doing well. Yeah, my tanks are just having their own little bit of fun, I guess. Don't bother sitting on the Polish front, by the way. Which is still a target that we are going to need to hit. I think inherently it's problematic, the fact that the Poles took a very large portion of Russian territory. And as I said, that my goal in this series is just to liberate as many countries as possible and give them all their own individual democracies and freedoms to prevent any risk of future tension. And if the people can vote for what they want, I'm hoping that will lead to, well, basically world peace. So yeah, this is one more zone that goes to the top. That means if you do that, let's see, you go here, you go here. Let's see, one of you goes here, the other one goes there, and you can go there. Alright, just get a little bit of a move on. Another is attrition here that is being suffered mostly due to the movement, but sometimes, man, you just gotta do what you gotta do. We've got 4 divisions stacked up here. Okay, let's just wipe them out, will we? I want you to take that, please. Okay, you guys are just gonna crush that real quick. The 3 divisions here can also be signed up to there. Kind of what I don't like. This is non-essential territory. Why the hell does the... Okay, so the 2 of you here. Take this little pocket. Thank you very much. Alright, you ready? Good. Let's take a quick look at how our navy is doing. Our boat fleet is active here again? Oh wow, you actually managed to get repaired in Alexandria. Awesome. Just treat Singapore as your home base for now. Kriegsmarine has not got a singular engagement, which is rather nice, but looking at the amount of craft available in this region, there's a couple of submarines. That's mostly it, so we should have naval superiority Oh, we've got hefty naval superiority here. That's great. So let's get these invasions underway. Kriegsmarine is ready to support them whenever they are intercepted by anybody. So I think these invasions can even be a little bit smaller. So Nagasaki landing is not going to be successful. Hopefully our Hiroshima landing will be. Otherwise I will attempt something else. So the first failures are happening right there. Oh, Hiroshima, looks like we might have success here. I don't think I can reach to actually support the mainland there. Nah, see, I can barely not reach it. That just is annoying. Okay, so the attacks seem to have failed. Okay, we're gonna seize the Thames then. Okay, I need to figure out a way to break this then, without resulting to a nuclear war immediately. I might do the standard, just landing right there. Let's see if I can get a... yeah, 2 guys. That will work. Okay, I need to just mildly adjust my naval control areas, I think. Kriegsmarine, you can go from here to here. There we go. That means that your attack is no longer an option. The 12 of you can now... Interesting question. Why don't you just strike right there? Maybe I'll get a port. Can get a port up and running before they can do anything. Right. Let's get a tank designer. Gets a little bit more reliability, but I would like to get the max speed mostly. Yep, there we go. Get even faster tanks. We've got XL divisions. That's fine. You guys should be able to handle that. Let's see. Ask for military access. Thank you very much. You have no interest in sending on Russian territory, guys. Really, like, seriously, why, Rommel? Why? Just clean up the little bits of territory that needs to be done. Alright, new guns are ready. 82 days. I think that is not too long. Yeah, that's short. Get them better tanks and mechanized anyway. Good. Motorized rocket artillery is ready. Where are these 2 guys? Okay, they're on the way. Good. I think it's time to start thinking about producing the motorized rocket stuff. Research time 2.5% less. That's pretty great. And let's take a look at production then. Let's do that, and let's get some full-blown mechanized in this list. So we need a little bit military, more military factories if we want to start producing that. Well, I can skimp a little bit on some of this, so we have a bit of a reserve going on. So I'm gonna flip you to also mechanized, and I'm gonna really quickly move some stuff around. Okay. This should keep the same order. There we go. Alright, very nice. I got some military factories left again. How many? That's mostly broken, I guess. Some of them are. We're gonna need more jet fighters though at some point, so this will work. Good. We don't have motorized yet. Okay, let's take a look. Motorized artillery is a width of 3, so it's gonna be 1 motorized artillery and horses 2. Okay, yeah. Now, actually, I want to take a look at this because this is something I noticed, and I don't know if I can. I don't think I can count. It's a block of how you can make them. So this is probably even the better setup for infantry. I noticed somebody doing this. Like I said, I've been researching this kind of shit a little bit more. Right, so let's see. What if I do this for infantry as well? I think the divisions would do... They are still coming with 20... Let's see, their soft attack goes up. All their other stats go down quite significantly. I actually don't like it then, but for motorized it might work. Alright, let's... actually don't need to train them. You guys are still doing work, so for now you're not gonna go, but the greens are gonna go mechanized infantry. Heavy mechanized infantry, and you guys, this order is done. There we go, thank you. And you are just gonna push in back on this line, there we go. Let's see how many we got here. I'm missing a couple of green guys. 9 selected, and I've got 7 selected. Yeah. And where the f is the rest of it? Oh, right here. Take care of it then. That's the worst line I could probably place. There we go. Okay, go. Right, tanks. Could you just do that? You go here. You guys are doing fine. Good. Alright, very nice. And with that, I'm actually going to end the episode. I'm going to keep them a little bit shorter. Because they've been running very long these days. So we're going to keep them around 30 minutes. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end the episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.